The following is a live special presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. Good morning, afternoon, evening. My name is Ron Juckett. Welcome to the program for this 21st day of October 2024. Just 9 more shopping days before you can eat all that little fun-sized candy and have your own trick-or-treater. We have a doubleheader for you on this Monday morning. We start in Kansas City. It's the Seattle Mariners and the Kansas City Royals. Mark Gubba's a 20-game winner in this replay and a 20-game winner in real life leads the Royals. So we have a half-game lead on the Twins as we play the games of Monday, the last Monday of the regular season. So 6 days left to go in the regular season. How many more regular season streams depends on what Kansas City, Minnesota, Boston, and Toronto do. Because they're the only 4 teams that really have a chance to make waves here the last week. The Mets have won the National League East. The Reds are about to win the National League West. So the Seattle Mariners, by the way, are 77 and 78. I think it's their best year ever. Not sure what they did in real life. I could look it up, but we won't get the chance to do that in the next couple hours. So the Mariners are playing really well, and the Royals, again, 94 and 61 coming into this last week of the season. Best record in baseball by half a game. And I don't want to say they control their own destiny. They have a game in hand on the Twins. They will get a day off this week, which I don't think the Twins do. I think the Twins play all the way through. So 6 games left for the Royals, a half-game lead. They're home against the Mariners. And so let's see what they can do. So that's the setup in Game 2, the first of 3, and the plan is to show all 3 unless the Red Sox can just blow out the Blue Jays, between the Red Sox and the Blue Jays in this big American League East. Pretty much a showdown. Yeah, the Tigers are 5 back, but with the Red Sox and Blue Jays playing each other, it pretty much is that for the division. So that's the scenario for you. A doubleheader Monday for you. It is Seattle and Kansas City, followed by the Red Sox and the Blue Jays from Fenway Park. And if you're quite ready, let's blow this pop stand, shall we? As Retro Sports Network presents 1998 Major League Replay. Today from Royals Stadium at Independence, Missouri. It is the Kansas City Royals and the Seattle Mariners. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. I got to adjust something up here. No, apparently not. Hold on. There we go. Okay. So here we are. It is the Royals and the Mariners on a beautiful night in Kansas City. 74 degrees. And hardly any wind at all. It'll be Mark Gubba on the mound for Kansas City. A 20-game winner. He will make 2 starts this big week for the Royals. You might see them both depending on what happens between now and next and when the season ends. He has an 89-mile-an-hour fastball, a ground ball pitcher. He has matched his real-life record. He is 20-8. But his ERA leads the American League at 2.26. So he is the odds-on Cy Young Award winner in the American League. 5 days ago, the Mariners up in Seattle beat him 3-1. 8 innings, 139 pitches, 4 hits, 3 runs, 1 earned. He walked 5 and struck out 5. He has 3 shutouts on the year and a 5-hitter against Cleveland on his dance card. 274 in a third innings, 228 hits, 83 runs, 69 earned. You know what? He's only given up 6 home runs the entire year, which is absolutely amazing when you throw that many innings. He has walked 89 and struck out 185. He is third in the American League in wins and ninth in the American League in strikeouts. The lineup he'll be facing is pretty much an everyday lineup for the most part. Mickey Brantley will lead off in center for Seattle. Harold Reynolds at second will bat second. Darnell Coles over from the Pirates will play left field and bat third. Alvin Davis cleans up. He's the DH. Old friend Steve Balboni is at first. He'll bat fifth. And wouldn't you think he would love to do some damage to his old team? Jim Presley loves himself tender at third base. He'll bat sixth. Dave Valley behind the plate will bat seventh. Jay Puner over from the Yankees is in right. He'll go eighth. And Ray Quinones is at short batting ninth. And Gubicza will go as long as the Royals need him to go. Defensively for Kansas City, it is Bo Jackson, a 5 and an 8 in left. Willie Wilson, a 7 and a 6 in center. Danny Chartable, a 3 and an 8 in right. Kevin Seitzer is a 6 at third. Bill Pecota at 8 at short. Frank White is a 7 at second. George Brett, a 5 at first. Jamie Quirk is a 7 and a 5 behind the plate. And Gubicza a 7 on the mound with a .986 fielding percentage. So the Royals pretty much have their everyday lineup in here. We're doing as played, of course, and that's, all good for the Royals. So with all that, Mickey Brantley steps in at 263, 16 homers and 72 RBI. And then 11:36 on a Monday morning, we start with a dribbler down to Quirk, who throws to first, and that's an error. That goes into right field. And Brantley is going to reach on the air. That was just a nubber in front of the plate, and Quirk kind of was too nervous and threw the ball away. So Brantley reaches, and that'll bring up Harold Reynolds, hitting .279, 6 homers, and 45 RBI. So the Mariners come in at 77 and 78. This is game 156. For the Royals, they are 94 and 61. Again, game 156. 6 left, including this. Reynolds rips this one into left for a base hit. Bo will throw it back in. Reynolds slides and has his 13th double of the year. And so Minnesota is liking this start. Runners on second and third, nobody out for Darnell Coles, hitting 309 homers and 37 RBI. So Gubicza 4 pitches into this outing, and you can already turn on the burner on the stove. Pitch to Coles. Struck him out. There's one. A full count fastball got him looking. For Alvin Davis, hitting .276, 16 homers and 71 RBI. Gubicza from the stretch deals. And there's a base hit left center. That will score both the runs because Reynolds has good speed. Nope, he's going to hold. Bo picked it up. He just made eye contact with Reynolds, and Harold slowed up. So 1-0 Seattle for Steve Balboni, hitting .236, 19 homers since coming over from Kansas City, and he's driven in 60. So the Mariners trying to make a statement right here, right now. Pitch to Balboni. Struck him out. That's 2 for Gubicza. A full count fastball got him looking. And if Kansas City can limit the damage to 1, they'll take it. Here's Jim Presley hitting .245, 16 homers and 53 RBI. So 2 on, 2 out, top of the first, and Gubicza's already thrown 20 pitches. Pitch to Presley. Struck him out. He eventually gets the side. A 1-2 fastball. He got them all looking. But in between that error is costly. A run for Seattle on 2 hits. And half an inning in the books. Seattle 1, Kansas City 0. So here's the kid from Maine, Bill Swift. He's 27, throws a fastball at 85, making his 23rd of 24 starts on the year. He's 8 and 11 with a 5.66 ERA. So the Royals are chomping at the bit to face him. He pitched in relief. He hasn't started a game since August 22nd. He's done 3 bullpen stints. He got the win. He got the last out in a 1-0 win on September 20th, so 6 days ago. 8 pitches and a hit. Overall for Swift, 167 innings, 192 hits. That's not good. 117 runs, 105 of them earned. He's allowed 11 home runs. He has walked 57 and struck out 56, and as we said, a 5.66 ERA. And you know from all that, he's thrown a no-hitter. The lineup for Kansas City, as we said, it's a regular one. Willie Wilson in center will lead off. Kevin Seitzer at third will bat second. George Brett at third will play first. Danny Tarnable cleans up and right. Bill Buckner is a DH. He'll go fifth. Frank White at second will bat sixth. Bo is in left field batting seventh. Jamie Quirk in center goes eighth, and Bill Pecota projects to be the shortstop batting ninth. Swift can go as long as he needs to go, and the Royals hope that is short. It'll be Darnell Coles, who was a 2 and a 5 and left as we set the defense for Seattle. Mickey Brantley, a 3 and a 2 in center. Jay Buhner, a good fielder. He is an 8 and a 9 in right. Jim Presley is a 4 at third. Ray Quinones a 5 at short. Reynolds a 10 at second. Balboni a 4 at first. Valley at 8 and a 6 behind the plate, and Swift is a 7 on the mound. Has nothing to do with Taylor in any way, shape, or form, and has a fielding percentage of .929. Willie Wilson is at .253, 9 triples, and 35 RBI. And he'll start the ball game with a ground ball to short. Quinones picks it up on a hop, throws to Balboni, and there is one away. So as we progress through the last week, we will go with the Royals or Twins and go with the lineups they sent out there for as long as it makes sense. And so if the regulars or start the game on the bench, if they need to come off the bench to play, we're going to play them. But we try to give everybody 2 at-bats at least, because you never know. We did a Kansas City-Cleveland game last week, and we didn't need to make any changes because Kansas City pounded them. Kevin Seitzer is at .324, 5 homers and 62 RBI. Pitch to Seitzer. There's a ground ball to Quinones. He goes to Balboni. And by the time that gets there, there are 2 out. For George Brett, hitting .321, 24 homers, and 124 RBI. And a renaissance year for one of the all-time best hitters. Pitch from Swift. There's a ground ball to Reynolds over to Balboni, and that will take care of business in the first. No runs, no hits, and no errors. By the way, the run that Gubiza gave up was unearned. After 1, it's 1-0 Seattle. Say hi in the chat. Let me know you're here. It'll be Valley, Buhner, and Quinones to face Gubiza here in the second. Valley at .226, 9 homers, and 30 RBI. Gubiza starts the second with a ground ball right side. That's a base hit. How you doing? Gus the Wonder Dog in the house. So Valley on with a single, third hit for the Mariners. Here's Jay Buhner at .237, 12 homers that he didn't hit for the Yankees, and 34 RBI. How you doing, Mark? Nice to have you along. Pitch to Buhner. There's a slow chopper to third. Seitzer gobbles it up, and they'll get Valley at second. They were kind of playing in. Pecota had to run back on the bunt. And so it did not work as a sacrifice. So it's a fielder's choice instead. Seitzer was in on the turf, and then Pecota realized that, hey, Kevin, as soon as he's going 2-2-2, and Pecota ran back and was able to make the play. So 1 out for Quinones. hitting .258, 11 homers, and 52 RBI. There's a base hit right center. Quinones is going to turn that into 2, and Gubiza kind of pitching nervous. Quinones has his 37th double of the year. So the opening 9 for Mark, 31 pitches. That's good. Inning in the third, not so good. 4 hits, even worse. He did strike out the side in the first, and the run is unearned. Brantley reached on that error and scored in the first. Into right, Tartable. That will bring home Buhner, I would think. Jay tags. Tartable has a good arm, but that will just go in the infield. And it's a 2-0 game. 2 out for Reynolds, who had that double in the first. So Seattle off to a good start. Tribe fan, how you doing? 76 years. You'll get there eventually. I think the core of that Guardian team is very good. Hard to believe that the Yankees haven't been to the World Series in 15 years. And when's the last time that the top 2 seeds in baseball made the World Series? You'll get there. Pitch to Reynolds. There's a ground ball to third. Seitzer has it. Over to Brett. Reynolds running down the line, but George is there, and that will take care of business. Another run for Seattle, however. 2 hits. They've left on 3 overall. And after an inning and a half here, it's Seattle 2, Kansas City nothing. How you doing? Forever remain 90. So Tartable, Buckner, and White to face Swift. Now, somewhere in those seats, there is a Kelsey watching. Mama Kelsey's watching this one. Danny Tartable's at .268. He's had a very good year. 26 homers and 106 RBI. Swift starts the second. Ground ball to third. Presley has it over to Balboni. And Tartable just isn't fast enough, and there's 1 out. I was just kidding about Swift throwing a no-hitter. Billy Buckner at .249, a home run and 20 RBI. There's a ground ball to Swift, first base side of the rubber over to first, and Buckner is retired. Speaking of the Mets being retired, what will happen to poor Grimace? Has anyone in this decade had a better career resurgence than Grimace? Frank White, .271, 9 homers and 91 RBI. I mean, Grimace, a second banana in McDonald land in the 70s and 80s, kind of almost forgotten except for those of us who ate the cookies. And now he is a permanent memorial at Citi Field. The core may be good, Tim says. I'm just not convinced they can go without a decent power threat. Ramirez and Naylor did squat in the playoffs. Also, the trend of bullpen going more innings than starters. Yeah, that's one of those things. But again, analytics say, if you're going to throw it at 95 all the time, it's a lot easier to do it for 3 innings than it is for 6. Although I got to say, I'm excited about this World Series. White, I think I gave you those numbers. 2 out here in the third. There's a ground ball to Balboni, and Steve will take it to the bag, and that will do. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 2, it's Seattle 2, Kansas City nothing. So Coles, Davis, and Balboni to face Gubiza here in the third, and Mark has not been sharp. Coles struck out his first time up. Ground ball to third. Seitzer with a web jam. From his knees, throws to first, and Coles is retired. What a play by Seitzer. Made 25 great plays at third. 1 out for Alvin Davis, who had an RBI single in the first. Gus says AL Central should be tough for the next couple of years with the Tigers and Royals playing so well, and the Twins. Twins are kind of on the verge, and the Tigers, what a comeback they had this year. Kind of like the Mets in the National League, kind of left for dead. I know it's not traditional to have so many wild card teams, but that's why you do that, because you just never know. You live in a divided household, wife for the Yankees and the daughter, and you rooting for the Dodgers. I'm not rooting for the Yankees. Pitch to Davis. Fly ball, right field, targetable in the corner, and that is out of play. I don't work for that store anymore. I don't need it to have a good Christmas. Let's go Dodgers. And how good is it for baseball in general? The 0-2 to Davis. There's a fly ball left field. Bo will make the catch, and that will be 2 out. To have Aaron Judge and Ohtani in the World Series together. Steve Balboni struck out his first time up. While the Mariners may be struggling at 88, they're in the right for a first-round draft pick they just made, Tino Martinez. Seattle on the verge of putting it together. And the lady, this is a good team. And at some point, they get some kid in the next couple of years by the name of Griffey. Wonder whatever happened to him. And, you know, Langston for Randy Johnson, I think, worked out for Seattle. Pitch to Balboni. There's a base hit left field. Bo is going to have to go get it in the corner. Seitzer should have made that play, and Balboni's in the second with his 13th double. So a 2-out double for Balboni. And that'll bring up Presley, who struck out in the first. Gubaza, first base side of the rubber, has to hurry, and Presley beats it out. He kind of cue balled that off the end of the bat. It wasn't a bad play from Gubaza, but Presley had the afterburners going, and so it's runners on the corners, 2 out. Gubaza has not been sharp. Here's Valley. Dave singled his first time up. Runners on the corners. Gubaza needs to bear down right now. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to Brett. George takes it to the bag, and that will take care of business. The Mariners strand 2. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors. Bottom of the third, somehow, some way, it's still a close ball game. With Seattle 2, Kansas City nothing. And here comes Bo at 263, 29 homers, and 70 RBI. And you think that the brain trust behind Retro Sports Network, wait, that would be me, is kind of drooling at the bit of having Bo versus the Red Sox. Imagine what that would have been if Bo had ever made the playoffs. I mean, you're talking about Ohtani finally making the World Series. Tribe fans written for the Dodgers. Yeah, the ratings on this will be huge. I haven't watched the game all year, but I will probably watch the World Series. I think they're good stories on both sides. You know, I'm happy for Aaron Judge, too. Pitch to Bo. There's a ground ball base hit. So Coles will throw it back in. Bo digging for 2, and he is in there with his 18th double of the year. So that's the first hit. Here's Jamie Quirk. Jamie at 267. 6 homers and 17 RBI. There's a slow chopper to Reynolds. Harold gobbles it up. Throws away. He's going to reach on the air by Reynolds. Where's Quirk going to end up? Quirk going to stay on first. The throw pulled Balboni off the bag, and by the time that Steve spun around, Jamie was past the bag, and you can overrun first. So nobody out. Runners on the corners for Bill Pecota. Hitting a whopping 140, 2 triples, and 8 RBI. We're going to lay one down. Pecota squares. Balboni goes to get it. They'll throw to first, and Pecota is retired. It is a sacrifice. It is not a squeeze play because Bo held at third. But with one out, you have the tying run and Quirk on second with Jackson on third for Willie Wilson, who is 0 for 1. Bill Swift, 36 pitches for his opening 9, 2 in the third, and a hit. No runs. Mariners have left on 5, and this is the first time the Royals have had runners on. Pitch to Willie. Base hit center field. Bo will score. Quick, is he going to run on Mickey Brantley? Yes, he is. And this ball game is tied on the RBI single from Willie Wilson. And the sellout crowd here at Royal Stadium is rocking back and forth for Kevin Seitzer, who is 0 for 1. Either way, it should be a magnificent playoffs. Pitched it, a throw to first, and Wilson isn't going anywhere. So Seitzer 0 for 1. That's a ground ball, might be 2. Quinones to Reynolds for 1. Harold throws to first, and that will take care of business. So that'll do it. However, the Royals tie the ball game up. 2 runs, 2 hits in the air is costly, and after 3, Seattle 2, Kansas City 2. So Buhner, Quinones, and Brantley to face Gubicza. RJL's World Series started last night. The 69 World Series, Giants and Orioles from Memorial in Baltimore. And I know this wasn't planned that way, but how cool was it for Juan Marichal, for the Giants, to throw Game 1 on his real-life 87th birthday? That was pretty cool. Jay Buhner is 0 for 1 with a run scored. There's a fly ball, left field. Bo will make the catch, and there's 1 out for Quinones, who doubled his first time up. Ground ball to White. Frank has it, throws to first, and Ray is retired. So Gubicza is settling in a bit here. Looking for win number 21. Here's Brantley. Mickey 0 for 1. He has reached on an error and drove in a run because English is a good language for me in the second and scored in the first. 18 batters for Gubicza, 71 pitches, 3 2/3. Just the 1 earned run of the 2. He has given up 6 hits, and the 3 strikeouts came in the first. Pitch to Brantley. There's a ground ball to Pecota. That's a hot shot. Long throw to first, and that will do. Mariners go in order in the 4th after 3.5 here at Kansas City. Seattle and the Royals knotted at 2. So we'll tell you pretty much everything that matters. Red Sox magic number is 5. They can knock it. They can clinch if they take all 3 against Toronto. Kansas City's magic number is 7. At 94-61, they have the best record in baseball. Ricky Henderson has an outside chance going in this last week of the season to steal 100 bases for the Yankees. And Roger Clemens has struck out 287. And if the Royals do win the West, they have the best ERA in the American League at 3.66. And as Brett Saberhagen and his 22 wins, that will do it. George Brett is 0 for 1. Base hit left field. Coles will pick it up. So a leadoff single for George. That's just the 3rd hit for the Royals. Here's Tartable. Danny is 0 for 1. Goes to the plate. There's a line drive to Reynolds, and Harold snares it, and Brett goes back to first. 1 out for Buckner, who's 0 for 1. in one of the Facebook groups I follow, and I follow a bazillion, they showed the wins over replacement, above replacement leaders for the 1970s by position. Now, I'm not, I think WAR is a fascinating stat. I'm not sure how much I actually read into it. But Greg Nettles' WAR in the 1970s was 54.9. If you want to know how good Nettles was, he's third. He was third as a position player for the decade. Not just in his position. I mean, Schmidt is right up there too. But overall, I just find that absolutely amazing. Pitch to Buckner. There's a base hit right center. Buhner will cut it off. Brett will hold at second. 2 on, 1 out for Frank White, who's 0 for 1. That 78 World Series, speaking of the Dodgers and the Yankees, Nettles won with his glove at third base. He would just steal hits. Remember, the Dodgers won the first 2 in L.A. White, that is in the center. Brantley did he get there? Yes, and he throws to second, and Brett is back. So 2 out for Bo, who doubled and scored in the third. Pitch from Swift. Jackson hits a high ground ball to Quinones. He goes to second for the easy out, and that will take care of business. Royals strand a couple. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors. We go to the 5th. Seattle and Kansas City tied at 2. So Reynolds, Coles, and Davis to face Gubiza here in the 5th. Harold 1 for 2 with a double. Ground ball to White. Frank has it. Throws to Brett. 1 away. Red Sox and Jays to follow from Fenway. Coles is 0 for 2. Darnell has a strikeout. Hopefully for you guys, the rest of your weekend was good. Pitch to Coles. Hit him. That's not what Gubiza wanted. He had settled in there. Coles is good speed. 1 out for Davis. Alvin 1 for 2. He is singled and driven in a run. They throw to first. Coles is back. Ground ball to Brett. He'll take it to the bag himself. Coles was headed to second regardless. Wait, they throw down to Pacoda. Did they actually get Coles? They did! Brett was close to the bag. He reached over and tagged it, and I thought Coles had a good enough jump. I think he slowed down. And Brett, being the gem that he is, with a quick throw down to second, and it is a rare 3-3-6 double play. Halfway through game 1 of our doubleheader, it's the Mariners 2, the Royals 2. Well, if you joined us late, it is a pennant chase doubleheader today. There might be another one in the cards on Thursday, by the way. Seattle and Kansas City deadlocked at 2. Mariners got 1 in the first. Alvin Davis, an RBI single to score Mickey Brantley to make it 1-0. How you doing, Scotty? In the second, Mickey Brantley, a sac fly to make it 2-0. But in the third, following an error, Willie Wilson, a 2-run single to knot this game at 2. Mark Gubiza does not have his A stuff. 6 hits, 5 innings, 1 earned run, and 3 strikeouts. Bill Swift, 4-hitter through 4 and 1 earned run. It'll be Quirk, Pacoda, and Wilson here in the 5th. Jamie has a run scored in his 0 for 1. Scotty, of course, rooting for the Yankees in the World Series. Pitch to Quirk. Ground ball to Balboni. Steve takes it to the bag for the out. Speaking of the NLCS, I forget what game it was. It was over the weekend. Bill Pacoda, by the way, with a sacrifice his last time up. The Mets were the first team since 2002. I think it was the Angels in one of the games in the 0-2 ALCS that did not strike out at all in a playoff game. That's remarkable. Pitch to Pacoda. There's a ground ball over the mound. Quinones has it. Throws to Balboni for the out. Willie Wilson 1 for 2. He had that 2-run single in the 3rd. 18 batters deep for Swift. 4 2/3. 59 pitches and 4 hits. This will be the 4th Dodger-Yankee World Series that I remember. The Yankees won the 2 in the 70s, and the Dodgers won the matchup. I won $1 on that series in 81. Pitch to Wilson. There's a ground ball to Reynolds. Harold has it. Throws to first, and that's an error. Wilson's going to reach Reynolds. It's his 2nd error of the ball game. He took Balboni off the bag the first time and did it again in the 2nd time. It was a high throw, but it didn't go very far. And Wilson is on first, 2 out for Seitzer, who is 0 for 2. Corey Sandusky, the Mets stat that's more remarkable in the modern game when you look at the 3. Yeah. If you looked at that and went, because strikeouts are so prevalent today, to not strike out in a playoff game is incredible. Absolutely incredible. Pitch to a throw to first. Wilson, who's stolen 41, is out. They picked him off. Willie got too far. He wasn't trying to steal, or at least I wasn't sending him, and that'll do it. So no runs, no hit, and the error doesn't end up hurting anybody. After 5, it's 2-2. So Balboni, Presley, and Valley here in the 6th from the Mariners. Fly ball, left field. Bo, 1 out. For Presley, 1 for 2, a single and a strikeout. So many good stories with that coming up in the World Series. Presley has singled and struck out. He's 1 for 2. Ground ball to White. He'll throw to first for the out. And so also, I don't have to do 2 World Series this year. It'll be the Dodgers and the Yankees, and we'll do that series. The traditional World Series. How about that? After we're done with our playoffs. Dave Valley is 1 for 2. Dave has himself a single. Somebody to get back to Juan Marichal posted a picture from a birthday party of his, and he looked pretty good. Pitch to Valley. Ground ball to third. Seitzer. Long throw to Brett, and Valley just doesn't have that kind of speed. We played 5.5 here in Kansas City. No runs, no hits, no errors. And after that, 2-2 the score. Scotty says 63 was his first was your first World Series, and that made you a Dodger fan. That must have been something. Kevin Seitzer is 0 for 2, grounded into a double play. Don't get you started. Now, were you lucky enough to have a color television that early? Pitch to Seitzer. Fly ball, left center field. Back goes Coles, and Darnell will make the catch. 1 out. George Brett, 1 for 2 with a single. 6 hits for the Mariners, 4 hits for the Royals. Base hit over Reynolds into center field. Brantley will just throw it back in, and George is 2 for 3. Here's Tartable. He's 0 for 2, but he hasn't struck out. Royals, in a way, control their own destiny. Although they and the Twins are half a game apart, the Royals have played 1 less game. Maybe they don't have a day off this week. Tartable ground ball to Quinones. Reynolds for 1 and Balboni for 2. So that's a 6-4-3 double play, and we have played 6 here. No runs, a hit, nobody left. It's 2-2. So Buhner, Quinones, and Brantley to face Gubiza here in the 7th. Jay is 0 for 2 with a run scored. Your folks didn't get colors until the mid-70s. I don't think my mom bought a color TV till about 1980. We had hand-me-downs, but as far as her going out to buy one, that just wasn't happening in the 70s. So imagine, of course, Scotty's always been on the West Coast. And, you know, legendary Yankee Stadium with the shadows and the flags flying over as the afternoon wears on or wore on. And watching Koufax and Drysdale just have their absolute way with Maris and Mantle. Pitch to Buhner. Ball 4. First walk for Gubiza. There's Quinones. Ray 1 for 2 with the double. So as an aspirational kid, 11 years old in Scotty's case, I mean, that just must have been, you know, nirvana. Pitch to Quinones. Struck him out. That's 4 for Mark. 1 out here in the 7th. A 2-2 curveball. Got him looking. Here's Mickey Brantley, who was 0 for 2. A run scored. Reached on that error in the first, and then would drive in the other run in the second. Somehow, Gubiza, 27 batters deep, has settled in. The nerves have been calmed down. 111 pitches, 6 1/3. 6 hits. Only 1 of the 2 runs are earned. He has walked 1 and struck out 4. Buhner on first. Gets away from Quirk, and Buhner will move up 90 on the wild pitch. Now, I start remembering watching the World Series in '75, one of the reasons why I'm a Red Sox fan. 2-1 to Brantley. There's a line drive into center field, and that's going to drop in front of Wilson. What's Buhner going to do here? He's going to hold. He's not going to run on Willie Wilson. So 1 out, and the Royals, for the moment, catch a break. Here's Reynolds. Harold is 1 for 3 with a double. Jim Brown says, for several years, I never knew the Wizard of Oz was mostly in color. For several years, that was the only color presentation on CBS. Gus remembers the 81 season begins an asterisk. You and I are the same age. Well, no, you're a little bit older than I am. But the 81 World Series was one of the most satisfying in your life. I bet it was Scotty's, too. So, I start, remember the 75 series. By the time that we get to 78, I'm 7 years old, or 6 years old, and following the World Series. And of the 4 World Series I remember watching, the Yankees had been in 3. I co-root for the Red Sox because of the 78 World Series, or 75 series also. Yep. So runners on the corners for Reynolds. Quirk and Gubiza have a word. Double play gets him out of it. Might get one here. Seitzer has it. No chance for 2. They go to the plate to try to get Buhner, and he is not out. He's in there. So 3-2. And no chance to turn 2. Seitzer's best play was at the plate. And Reynolds slid past the tag. Brantley slid, no. Buhner slid past the tag. People wonder why I leave the lineups up because it makes me remember who the heck was on base. Darnell Coles is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Brantley on second, Reynolds on first. Gubaza deals. There's a base hit into left field. That's going to get down in the corner. Seitzer should have had that. Brantley's going to score. Reynolds will hold. It's 4-2. And now you got to wonder if you're going to leave Gubaza in the ballgame. Gubaza says, I'm fine. Get out of here. You have Montgomery, Don Gleaton, and Farr if you need it. Alvin Davis is 1 for 3. He is singled, grounded into a double play, and an RBI. Gubaza, in this high-pressure start, hasn't pitched all that well. Second and third, 1 out. White's got it. Reynolds will be allowed to score. They get the sure out at first, and it's 5-2. The good news is you get the Mariner bullpen at some point. So Steve bye-bye Balboni, 1 for 3. He has doubled and struck out. So the Twins are liking this result. Line drive to third, and that will be the stretch. 5-2 Mariners. So Seattle, 3 runs, 2 hits, and no errors. It'll be Buckner, White, and Bowe to face Swift here in the 7th. Buckner 1 for 2 with a single. Buckner hits a ground ball to Quinones, and the former teammate throws out the other. 1 out for Frank White, who's 0 for 2. Fly ball center field. Brantley will make the catch. 2 out for Bowe. Bowe 1 for 2. He doubled and scored in the 3rd. Swift deals. There's a liner into left center field, and that's a base hit. So Bowe is 2 for 3, and he's hurt. He'll stay in the game, turn an ankle on the way down to first, or tweak the hammy. Can still steal a bag. You don't need to. Here's Jamie Quirk. Jamie 0 for 2. Reached on an error and scored. Swift will throw to first, and Bowe winces back to the bag. He has stolen 30 on the year. Bowe isn't going anywhere. Pitch to Quirk. Ground ball to Balboni, and Steve will take it to the bag himself, and that will take care of business here in the 7th. Royals get a hit, they leave a runner on, and after 7, 5-2 Seattle. So Jeff Montgomery will come in. Gubaza will start a game later on this week. Montgomery 3-3 with a 5.20 ERA. That's not good. 32nd appearance, 26 years old. Fastball at 93 and a fly ball plus pitcher. 2 days ago, in a 13-10 win over the White Sox, he went 3 innings, 45 pitches, 3 hits. Mike in the truck, how are you? 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned, and 2 strikeouts. 45 innings for Jeff, 44 hits, 33 runs, 26 earned, 6 homers. He walked 22 and struck out 35. Yep, Scotty says this World Series rematch reminds him that you got to have heart, miles and miles and miles of heart. And of course, don't forget, these two teams have a combined payroll that tops out the GDP of Melonville, Ontario. $700 million. I mean, that's a Powerball ticket, for goodness sakes. Jim Presley is 1 for 3 with a strikeout. So Montgomery trying to get 6 outs here and give his team a chance to get back. Pitch to Presley. Here's a fly ball, right center. Wilson, 1 out for Dave Valley, who's 1 for 3. Red Sox and Jays to follow. Valley has a single. Struck him out. So an 0-2 fastball, 2 away for Buhner. Jay has scored twice. He has walked and reached on an error. $700 million might be bigger than a few of those Pacific Coast nations combined. Yeah. Fly ball, left center. Bo will make the catch, and the Yankees go, oh, and Webb Jim! He slides in the corner on that hammy and made the catch. How about that? After 7.5, Mike Kingery coming in to play some defense for Seattle. They lead at 5-2. So Jackson dove and made the catch. Kingery is a 9 arm out there and left. They will pinch hit for for Pacoda. Who can hit a righty? And the answer is Pat Tabler, who will not play short. Pat does not have a pinch hit. Overall, 333, 3 homers, and 45 RBI. For the longest time this year, he was the DH. Kingery's a 5 and a 9 and left. Tabler, high ground ball to Reynolds at second, who throws from behind the bag, 2 out. So 1 out for Willie Wilson, who was 1 for 3, has driven in 2. That came in the third. Has a single. Swift, 27 batters, 94 pitches, 7 in the third, 6 hits, not a walk or a strikeout. Ground ball to Reynolds, and on the turf over to first, and Willie is retired. 2 out for Seitzer, who is 0 for 3. 8 hits for the Mariners, 6 for the Royals. Swift has thrown a gem. Ground ball past Reynolds into center field. So Seitzer, a 2-out single. And that'll bring up George Brett, who's had himself a day. He has 187 hits on the year. He is 2 for 3. He has singled twice. The Royals trail by 3, 5-2. 2 out in the bottom of the 8th. Into center field, or left center field, Brantley will corral it, and that'll do. No runs, a hit. They've left on 4. We go to the 9th here at Royal Stadium. The Mariners 5, and they can get to 500. The Royals 2. Brad Wellman is a 5 at short. Not a great fielding percentage. Don't commit in there. Quinones, Brantley, and Harold Reynolds to face Montgomery here in the 9th. Reynolds is 1 for 3. He has doubled and struck out. Pitch to Quinones. Struck him out. That's 2 for Montgomery. If you're looking ahead of the Royals' 9th, it is Tartable, Buckner, and White. And in the hole is one Bo Jackson. Mickey Brantley is 1 for 3. Mickey has singled, driven into 73rd run, and scored twice. Base hit left center field. Bo will cut it off. Brantley around first, but goes back. He has 19 steals on the year. Harold Reynolds is 1 for 4. A double An RBI and a run scored. Montgomery throws to first, and Brantley is back. There goes Brantley. The throw down to second is not in time, and Mickey has his 20th steal of the year. So runner in scoring position, 1 out for Reynolds. Line drive foul, first base side. Brett couldn't get there. A whole lot of people in Minneapolis are 3 outs away from being quite happy. Pitch to Reynolds. Blocked him. So first and second for Mike Kingery, maybe. If he stays in the game, 204, a home run, and 9 RBI. And Bruce Fields. Bruce is a pinch hitter, 267. With 2 RBI overall, 330 and 10 RBI. His nickname is not Strawberry, and I don't know if he makes the chocolate chip cookie or not. So Brantley on second, Reynolds on first, 1 out. Royals trying to keep this a 5-2 game. Quirk reminds Montgomery a ground ball is what you want here. And they are loaded for Alvin Davis. So they come to get Montgomery. Steve Farr will come in. Farr 7-5 on the replay, making his 44th appearance and a 3.33 ERA. He's 32 years old. He is a fly ball plus pitcher. Fastball at 91. 10th in the American League in saves. Hasn't pitched in over a week. When he did, he got the save against Oakland, a 6-out job on the 17th to help knock out the A's. 2 innings, 38 pitches, 4 hits, and an earned run. Overall, Farr 78 in the 3rd innings, 71 hits, 35 runs, 29 of them earned. He's allowed 5 home runs. He has walked 28 while striking out 69. So the bases are loaded, 1 out, and Farr trying to keep the barn door bolted shut for Alvin Davis, who is 1 for 4. He has singled and driven in 2. He is also grounded into a double play. Pitch. There's a line drive to center. Wilson is there. Now, what's Brantley going to do? Wilson has it. He uncorks a throw to the plate. That's going to be closer than I thought, and Brantley's in there. So it's 6-2. Almost impossible with the bases loaded and less than 2 out to not allow a run to score unless you're striking people out. And there's 2 out for Balboni, who is 1 for 4. That's right. Before she was Mrs. Fields, Debbie was a ball girl in Oakland. I've seen pictures. She can make cookies anytime. Balboni struck out. He's 1 for 4. Has a single. Ground ball to third. Seitzer lets it roll foul, and the count is 2-2. So Farr has to go again. He deals. Struck him out. However, Dave Hengel is going to play left field. The Mariners get a run on a hit. No errors. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Royals need 4 to tie and 5 to win. Hengel is a 4 and a 3 in left. And he is in the 3 hole. So you had the not yet Mrs. Fields and the not yet MC Hammer work for the A's at different times. And Tribe fan, you can't touch that. Here's Tartable. Danny 0 for 3 and grounded into a double play. she made Jim laugh one day watching her show when she said the cookies cook much better with glass in them. Okay. So Tarnable, Buckner, and White, and Bo, should anybody reach. Ground ball. What a stop by Quinones over to first, and Tarnable is retired. Quinones doubled that up behind the bag at second and robbed Tarnable of a hit. Cooking them on glass, or in glass, yeah. I don't like glass in my cookies. Def Leppard might. Because remember, love bites, love bleeds. Here's Billy Buckner. Billy 1 for 3 with a single. So Swift, looking for a complete game, has held the Royals to 7 hits. Pitch to Buckner. There's a liner in the left center, and that's going to drop in front of Hengel for a base hit. So the Royals are going to try and huff and puff and blow a door down here for Frank White, who is 0 for 3. Swift, you're going to be your digital dice MVP if they win this. Base hit left center field. It's not done and dusted yet. Hengel will pick it up. Presley should have made that play, and the Royals have got something cooking here in the ninth. That'll do it for Swift. Here comes Gene Walter. Over from the Mets. I got a pitching change. This game coming to you from Royal Stadium in Independence, Missouri. So Walter making his 17th appearance since coming over on July 16th. What did Walter do to get sent from the Mets to the Mariners? He is 0-1. 26 in the third, 20 hits, 11 runs all earned. 28 years old, fastball at 90. And a standard pitcher. He pitched in yesterday's loss to the Rangers 8-7. An inning and 2/3, 25 pitches, 2 walks and a strikeout. He's given up a home run. That was in Seattle on the 19th to Kansas City. He has walked 11 and struck out 12. Remember, Red Sox and Blue Jays as soon as we're done here. Here's Bo, 2 for 3, a single, a double, and a run scored. Seattle 6, Kansas City 2, 2 outs away from a win for the Mariners. Pitch to Bo, popped up. Valley doffs the mask into foul territory, and Dave will make the catch. It's last chance saloon time for Jamie Quirk. Who can hit a left? Ooh, Jim Eisenreich can hit a lefty. Eisenreich is a pinch hitter at 125 overall, 205 and 12 RBI. So last chance saloon for the Royals in this one. Buckner on second, White on first for Eisenreich. Walter trying to finish this up. Here's the pitch. Struck him out, and the Mariners win. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors. And in the first of 2, 3 hours and 17 minutes here in Kansas City, the Mariners win 6-2. Oops. To 2. I didn't mean to close that. Let's try this again. Yes. Come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. 6 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors for Seattle. They moved to 78 and 78. They left on 8. The Royals fall to 94 and 62 and in a flat-footed tie with the Twins. 2 runs, 9 hits, and an error. And they left on 6. Swift, 8 1/3, 9 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned. He's your digital dice MVP. Didn't walk anybody and didn't strike out anybody. Gubiza wasn't good. 7 innings, he falls to 20 and 9. 8 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned, a walk, and 4 strikeouts. And Montgomery and Farr finish up. Walter picks up a save. So, you guys are going to get a commercial. And we're going to set up for game number 2. This final in game 1, Seattle 6, Kansas City 2. How you doing, John? And welcome to game 2 of our doubleheader. I won't do a proper intro. Mike in the truck thought that was funny when I did that the last time. So here we go. Wes Gardner again gets the call and maybe can put the Red Sox into the postseason. Their magic number is 5. They have a 2.5 game lead on the Jays on a drop-dead gorgeous night in Boston, 68 degrees on this 26th of September. Gardner looking for win number 10. The Red Sox are 92 and 63. The Jays are 90 and 66. Gardner making his last start of the year. He made 18. 27 years old. Fastball at 92 and a fly ball plus pitcher. He is 9 and 6 for Boston. This is his second appearance against Toronto. He went 7 innings and didn't get a decision in the game that we did. So far, so good. That's good, John. Allowed 2 hits and a run. He walked 3 and struck out 3. In that outing, 149 innings, 100. Let's go Jays. 149 innings, 126 hits. 73 runs, 67 earned. He's allowed 21 homers. He's walked 49 and struck out 117. The margin is 2.5, by the way. This one will come right down to it. Tony Fernandez leads off for Toronto at short. Kelly Gruber at third will bat second. Ernie Witt, the Caraway seed in the role for Boston, is behind the plate. He'll go third. George Bell in left cleans up. Fred McGriff at first will bat fifth. Rance Mulliniks, the DH, goes sixth. Jesse Barfield in right will bat seventh. Rob Ducey in center will go eighth. Nelson Liriano is at second. He'll bat ninth, and Gardner can give you 6 innings. Defensively for Boston, Mike Greenwell a 5 and a 3 in left. Ellis Burks a 7 and a 5 in center. Dwight Evans a 6 and an 8 in right. Wade Boggs is 7 at third. Spike Owen is 7 at short. Jody Reed a 3 at second. Larry Parrish a 2 at first. Rick Cerrone is 7 and a 4 behind the plate. And Gardner is a 7 on the mound with a 1,000 fielding percentage. Fernandez at 288. 6 homers and 63 RBI. So the Red Sox by 2.5. Magic number is 5. If they sweep, they win the division. Pretty much simple there. The Blue Jays sweep, they're up a half a game with only 3 to play. So 156 for Boston, 157 for Toronto. Pitch to Fernandez, sellout crowd, oohs and ahs as Fernandez hits a double into left center to start the ballgame. His 43rd of the year. And that's how this one starts. Kelly Gruber at 309, 16 homers and 76 RBI. Wes Gardner pays me a royalty to pitch on this channel. And that's why. Pitch to Gruber. Struck him out. And 0-2 fastball outside, 1 away. Ernie Witt at 256, 17 homers and 67 RBI. Toronto on the verge of greatness as a franchise. Got him. He chased an 0-2 fastball, 2 out. For George Bell, George at 261, 16 homers, and 112 RBI. I believe he is related to the co-host of the Digital and Ice podcast. Pitch to Bell. There's a base hit left center field. Greenwell will grab it. Fernandez isn't going to stop, I wouldn't think. Greenwell doesn't have a good arm. And the throw goes into third, and the Blue Jays go up 1-0. So Mike made his 16th bad play of the year. That'll bring up McGriff hitting .288, 33 homers, and 95 RBI. And Toronto's got, Jays are good. I mean, not a fluke at all. Pitch to McGriff into right center, and Evans can't get there. That'll drop between Evans and Reed. What's Bell going to do? Is he going to run on Dewey? And Dewey's going to make a throw to third. Bell's not stopping. The throw is direct to Boggs and will be not in time, I wouldn't think. He is safe. So 1-0 runners on the corners for Rance Mulliniks at 278, 13 homers, and 66 RBI. Pitch from Gardner. Ball 4, and the bases are loaded. The Blue Jays trying to make a huge statement early. Here's Jesse Barfield. He has a grand slam on the replay, hitting .230, 17 homers, and 61 RBI. Gardner deals. And there's a ground ball to Reed. He'll go to Parrish at first, and that will stem the damage to a run. The Blue Jays leave him loaded. A run on 3 hits and no errors, and after half an inning, it's 1-0 Toronto. Jeff Musselman making his 14th start of the year. He's a lefty. He has won his last 5 decisions. He is 7-1 with a 2.87 ERA. 25 years old, fastball at 87, and a ground ball pitcher. He faced these Red Sox 6 days ago in Toronto and beat them 7-4. 7 innings, 87 pitches, 11 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, and a strikeout. 81 2/3 for Jeff, 79 hits, 32 runs, 26 earned. He's allowed 4 homers. Cleveland racked him for 2. He's walked 30 and struck out 43. Red Sox line up like this. Wade Boggs at third will lead off. Jody Reed at second will bat second. Dwight Evans in right will go third. Mike Greenwell, who has driven in 130, will clean up in left field. Ellis Burks in center will bat fifth. Jim Rice, the DH, will bat sixth. Spike Owen at short will go seventh. Larry Parrish at first batting eighth. Rick Cerrone behind the plate ninth. And Musselman can give you 6 if he's careful. Defensively for Toronto, George Bell a 4 and a 4 in left. Rob Ducey a 3 and a 4 in center. Jesse Barfield a 7 and a 9 in right. Kelly Gruber an 8 at third. Tony Fernandez a 10 at short. Nelson Liriano a 3 at second. McGriff a 6 at first. Witt a 5 and a 4 behind the plate. And Musselman is a 6 on the mound with a .917 fielding percentage. Boggs a 14-game hitting streak, hitting .357, a magnum of Budweiser at his disposal. He has 3 homers and has driven in 79. Musselman starts his outing with a ground ball to Liriano over to McGriff. And that's an error. Boggs is going to reach. Liriano flung it. And that is his 7th error, and Boggs is on first. So a low throw, and Boggs beat it out for Jody Reed at 308, a triple and 32 RBI. Fly ball to right, Barfield. 1 out. The Red Sox, at least for the next 3 days, control their own destiny. And with that royal loss in Game 1, Kansas City no longer controls their own destiny. Here's Dwight Evans at .290, 25 homers and 99 RBI. Musselman deals. Base hit right field. Barfield will pick it up. So first and second, one out for Greenwell, hitting .324, 25 homers and 130 RBI. That's astounding. Pitch to Greenwell. That is a hard ground ball to Gruber. Kelly goes to Lariano for one, and Greenwell's going to reach because the throw to first is not in time. So Dewey is retired. 2 out, runners on the corners for Ellis Burks, hitting .282, 18 homers and 104 RBI. Base hit left center field. Bell will pick it up. Boggs is going to score. Gruber makes a poor play, and Greenwell goes on to third. So a tie ball game, 2 out here in the first for Jim Rice. Hitting .266, 17 homers, and 85 RBI. And the Fenway faithful are biting their nails already. Throw to first. Burks does have 26 steals, but I wouldn't send him here. Goes to the plate. Long drive, right field, and gone. Jim Rice, a 3-run homer. And 16-year-old Ron is over the moon. It's 4-1 Boston. He put that one down the pesky pole. And it's bedlam at Fenway Park. Barfield just turned and watched it go. How about that for Jim Ed? So here's Spike Owen. A curtain call for Rice. Owen at .247, 7 homers and 38 RBI. Woohoo! I mean, oh gosh darn. I didn't want that to happen. Not at all. Pitch to Owen. Struck him out. And much like Johnny Mathis and Denise Williams sang, too much, too little, too late. The Red Sox, a 4 spot in the first. 3 hits. The air hurts. And Jim Rice, a 3-run homer. Waiting for one of you to tell me it's rigged. After one, 4-1 Boston. So it'll be Ducey, Liriano, and Fernandez to face Wes Gardner, who has been given a 3-run cushion. Ducey at .395. No homers and 3 RBI. Popped up. Right side. Jody Reed. 1 out. This is the 6th year that we've done replays on the channel. Nelson Lariano hitting .266. 2 homers and 23 RBI. I think the Dodgers are the team that has made the playoffs the most. I think they've only missed once. They're not... And that was 0-1, wasn't it? They aren't making it this year. The Mets have never made the playoffs on my channel. The Reds haven't made the playoffs on the channel. The Red Sox haven't made the playoffs on the channel. And trust me, we've tried. And Kansas City. We did 2 years in real life that the Royals made the playoffs. And they didn't make it. So that'd be cool if we actually get 4 new teams to make the playoffs on the channel. Liriano in the left center. Burks will reach over and make the catch. And slides on the grass to do it. 2 out. The Blue Jays, of course, made it in '85 and made the World Series. Twins have not made the playoffs on the channel either. Tony doubled his first time up and scored. Opening 9 for Gardner, 36 pitches, an inning and 2/3, 3 hits, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. Gardner deals, and Fernandez draws the walk. Someone is grilling outside. Are we going to fire somewhere? 67 degrees at 12:49 Eastern on his 21st day of October on a drop-dead gorgeous day in Burlington, Vermont. Kelly Gruber struck out his first time up. Got him. So he chased an 0-2 curve, and Dave's cousin gets the strikeout. Blue Jays, no runs, a hit. They've left on 4, and after inning and a half, it's 4-1 Boston. Yep. In Saranac Lake, you had snow. We didn't get snow here. My mom had snow. Today's 66 and sun. Someone is definitely grilling something out there. I haven't heard any fire trucks. Larry Parrish at 271, 11 homers and 37 RBI. There's a fly ball, left or right center field. Ducey will make the catch. We shut off the fan of the AC last week. It's supposed to be 77 here tomorrow, and so the AC's back on. Rick Cerrone at 250, 3 homers and 29 RBI. Pitch to Cerrone. There's a ground ball. Liriano has it over to McGriff for the out. The Yankees and Dodgers, as we know in the real World Series, the Yankees have won a World Series on my channel. That was 49. They've made the playoffs twice. The Orioles won a division the first year we did this in 82. Blue Jays won it in 85. And the Yankees, I believe, won it in 01. So Wade Boggs is 0 for 1 with a run scored. Musselman opening 9, 31 pitches. All those 4 runs were unearned, by the way. Inning and 2/3, 3 hits, the home run from Rice, and the strikeout. Pitch to Boggs, nobody on. Wade up the middle, and Musselman can't make a play. So Boggs has reached twice on an error. Blue Jays are beating themselves. Here's Reed. Jody's 0 for 1. So Wade Boggs has lost 2 hits. He's reached both times, but they're errors. Pitch to Jody. Struck him out, and this time there's no damage. So he chased a 1-2 changeup. Error does not hurt. After 2, Red Sox 4, Blue Jays 1. Ernie Witt, George Bell, and Fred McGriff to face Gardner here in the 3rd. Ernie is 0 for 1. And just in case anyone wonders, no thumb on the scale. It is as is. And trust me, if the Red Sox get beat, I'll pretend to be okay. Of all the years that I've done this, this would have been the one year that I would have thought that the Red Sox wouldn't have made it. I wanted them to win it in 78. 49, they just were never in the race. They played well in 85. They played well in 01. But I wouldn't have, with 5 teams finishing within 5 games, I mean, it certainly isn't a guarantee the Red Sox haven't clinched it yet. But this would have been the one team that I would have said, no, they don't make it. Well, here we are, the 26th of September in this replay. They have a 2.5 game lead and up 4-1. Fly ball right field. Evans, that will stay in the yard. No, it doesn't. Well, it does, but it hits the wall, and Ernie's into second with a double. Again, Witt, the caraway seed stuck in the teeth of the Red Sox. Here's George Bell. He singled home a run in the 1st. Slow ground ball to Reed. Jody in on the grass, throws to Parrish for the out. So Witt goes on to 3rd. 1 out for McGriff. Fred singled his first time up. Fly ball left field. That should score Witt. Greenwell is there, makes the catch. They will make that trade 6 times out of 5. So Witt will score. It's a 2-run ball game, and it's 4-2. Mullenix walked his first time up. Gardner hasn't been sharp. They don't really need him to be. Fly ball again to left. Greenwell comes in, will make the catch, and that'll do. 1 run for the Blue Jays, a hit, no errors. Bottom of the 3rd, Boston 4, Toronto 2. So Evans, Greenwell, and Burks, and that man Rice in the 4-hole. Dewey singled his first time up but did not score. Musselman starts the 3rd, fly ball to right. Barfield moving over. 1 out. The Greenwell. Actually, Boggs did not reach on an air the first time up. Greenwell did that, set up the 3-run homer to Rice. Ball 4, so Greenwell sprints down to first. Burks singled, drove home a run, that was Boggs, and scored on the Rice homer. Slow ground ball to Liriano. They're going to try for 2. Fernandez for 1, and Burks is going to reach. So there's no throw. A 2 out for Rice, who hit his 18th his first time up, and is now driven in 88. Hope you're enjoying the doubleheader. A single game Wednesday and probably a doubleheader Thursday at 11:30. Red Sox and Jays on Wednesday. I mean, this is the closest thing. Remember we showed all those Royals and Twins games? Yeah, the cat does. She went, yeah! They are 6-2 and even on this 26th day of September. Pitch to a throw to first, and Burks is back. Pitch to Rice. Left center. Ducey has it for the out. We've played 3 at Fenway. No runs, no hits, and no errors. It is the Red Sox 4, the Jays 2. So Barfield, Ducey, and Liriano to face Gardner here in the 4th. Jesse is 0 for 1. Fly ball, left field. Greenwell for the out. Game 2 of... slide and catch for Greenwell. 1 out. Game 2 of RJL's 69 series, 7:30 tonight, Eastern Time. I'm assuming the Orioles won Game 1. The last time I looked, they were up. Orioles and Giants, Game 2 for Memorial. Rob Ducey is 0 for 1. Gardner deals. Base hit, right center. Burks cuts it off, but Ducey with good speed has his 5th double of the year. So the Jays just keep plugging away. Here's Liriano, who was 0 for 1. He is the tying run. Gardner's pitch. Fly ball, left center. Back goes Greenwell, and the Gator is there. And Ducey goes back to second. It's a short throw from left to third. 2 out for Fernandez. Tony has walked, scored, and doubled. He's 1 for 1. 18 batters for Gardner, 67 pitches, 3 2/3, 5 hits, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Ducey takes the lead off a second, 2 out, top the 4th, 4-2 Boston. Gets away from Cerrone, and Ducey moves up 90. So that is a wild pitch. Again, Gardner doesn't have his A stuff today. And Ducey is now 90 feet away. Pitch to Fernandez. Slow ground ball to Parrish. Gardner goes over to the bag. Gets the throw from Larry. And the Blue Jays do not score. They leave on, if left on 5, they get a hit and that's it. Boston 4, Toronto 2. So, with that Royal loss, the Twins and Royals are tied. And in the East, this is the pennant right here. The Red Sox lead the American League with a .286 average. The Jays are third at .266. And the Jays have the best defense in the American League. Spike Owen is 0 for 1. He has struck out. Musselman is fan 2. To third, Gruber took a couple hard hops over to McGriff. 1 out. For Larry Parrish, who is 0 for 1. In the left, Bell, 2 out. So Musselman, outside of that first inning, has settled in. And his offense trying to rally behind him. Here's Cerrone. He's 0 for 1. In the right center, Ducey will make the catch, and that'll take care of business. Sox go in order in the fourth, 4-2. So Gruber, who was struck out twice, Witt and Bell. So what else is on your guys' mind today? Gardner starts the fifth, and Gruber draws the walk. So immediately, Ernie Witt is the tying run. He is 1 for 2. He is doubled, scored, and struck out. They throw to first. Gruber has good speed, and Kelly is back. Ground ball to Reed. This might be 2. 0 for 1. Can Spike throw it? Nope. Witt's going to reach. So they get the faster runner. And here's George Bell. George 1 for 2. He has singled and drove home his 113th run of the year. However, this division turns out, you can't say for whoever doesn't win it, it's for a lack of trying. This has been all that in a bag of chips all year. There goes Witt. Hit and run is on, and that's a base hit. They're going to throw to third to see if they can get Ernie. Evans has a good arm, but that is going to be not even close. So runners on the corners and 1 out for Fred McGriff, who has singled and driven in a run. John says, I believe Rob Ducey was traded for himself. That happens every once in a while. Was traded to the Phillies in a deal where he was the player to be named later. Cerrone and Gardner have a word. West steals. Base hit right center. That is going to be off the wall. Witt will score. Here comes Bell. McGriff has 3, and we are... No, that was a home run. That was a home run. And McGriff has hit his 34th. And the Blue Jays go up 5-4. Burks is pointing to the top of the wall. He said that was not a home run. McGriff didn't trot like it was a home run. But the umpires, they don't get together. That was gone. And so a 3-run homer has put the Blue Jays back up in front 5-4. And there's your John Sterling moment. All right, it is a ground ball to short. Wait, it is high, it is far, it is. Woof, woof, a crime dog moment. The crime is solved. Quincy is redeemed, and the Blue Jays go up 5-4. There's your John Sterling moment. It's Mullenix is 0 for 1. He has walked. We told you Gardner wasn't all that sharp today. Neither is the announcer. Pitch to Mullenix, and he walked. Just missing the 30 show tune. Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime doll. It's gone. There's Barfield. Jesse's 0 for 2. If it was Phil. Holy cow, he hit it out. I was telling Cora the other day over a cannoli. What was Meatloaf talking about anyway? Pitch to Barfield. 0 for 2. There's a line drive to left. Greenwell makes the catch. Does he? Yeah, I'm going to dive for it. Kind of has to. Makes the catch. 2 out. For Rob Ducey, who we've been told was traded for himself. You're entitled to pile on anyone you'd like. Ducey 1 for 2 with a double. So the Jays go back up 5-4. Wes Gardner pitching like Wes Gardner. Snap throw down to Parrish. Should they get Mullenix picked off? They did not. Mullenix gets back in. Gardner deals. There's a base hit into right center. And Ducey's in with a double. Mullenix around third, and he's going to score with ease. And it's 6-4. So Gardner's day is done. I can't go with Mike Smithson. I can't go with Bruce Hurst. I really don't want to go with Dennis Lamp. Roger pitched yesterday 146 pitches. So Dennis Lamp gets the call. Too early for Stanley. Dennis 3-5, a 4.63 ERA, 45th appearance. He's 36 years old. Fastball at 83. And a ground ball pitcher. Lamp has a checkered history on this channel. As in, he gets the stuffing knocked out of him most time he pitches on this channel. He last pitched against the Yankees on the 24th, 2 days ago. 2/3 of an inning, 19 pitches, a hit and a walk. I think we did that game. Dennis Lamp, 70 innings, 82 pitches, or 82 hits rather. 37 runs, 36 earned, 5 homers, 20 walks, and 43 strikeouts. Liriano is 0 for 2. 2 out, top the 5th. 6-4 Blue Jays. They have pulled ahead here in the 5th. To Lamp, who throws over to Parrish. You're going to get the commercial in a moment. The Blue Jays have a big inning. 4 runs, 3 hits, and no errors. They chase Wes Gardner and lead it 6-4. Well, the cat wants to come in, but she can't. You joined us late. Seattle beat Kansas City rather easily in the first game of this doubleheader. In the second, Toronto just pulled ahead 6-4 over Boston. 6 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors for Toronto. 4 runs, 3 hits, no errors for Boston. In the top of the first, George Bell and RBI single to put the Jays up 1-0. But in the bottom of the first, Ellis Burks a single to make it 1-1, and then Jim Rice a 3-run homer, his 18th of the year, to make it 4-1. In the third, Fred McGriff a sac fly to make it 4-2, and then he put the Blue Jays up on top, chasing Wes Gardner, with a 3-run homer, his 34th of the year to make it 5-4, and then Rob Easy Ducey doubled to make it 6-4. So Jeff Musselman has given up 4 unearned runs on 3 hits through 4. The home run to Rice, he's walked 1 and struck out 2. Wes Gardner, 4 2/3, 8 hits, 6 runs. The home run a moment ago to McGriff, he walked 4 and struck out 3. And Dennis Lamp is in relief. Here's Wade Boggs, he's 0 for 2. Has reached base twice. They did reach on both of the errors for Boggs. Okay. And scored once. He's still on a 14-game hitting streak. John, who are you rooting for in the World Series? Pitch to Boggs. Wade into center field. Ducey goes back a long way and makes the catch, 1 out for Jody Reed, who's 0 for 2. That's a base hit. Ducey, snap throw into second. Musselman's hurt, and Reed has himself his 24th double. I'm assuming that's Musselman that's hurt. He will stay in the game. Jimmy Williams and the trainer came out, and Musselman waved him away. He's going to stay in the ballgame. Dwight Evans is 1 for 2. He has a single. We will override that decision if Musselman gets into more trouble here. John says, well, I believe the only matchup that has a less desirable than all New York would be a Dodger-Yankee World Series. Spoken like a true Philadelphia fan. But I'm going Dodgers all the way, baby. Witt and Musselman have a word. Evans waves the bat back and forth, and he struck him out. There's a whole bunch of grit and guile there. He got Evans to chase an 0-2 fastball. So here's Greenwell. Mike has walked and scored. He scored on the homer by Rice in the first. John likes the tradition. JT Dutch, I don't know if he'll show up this week or not, is so excited. So excited. Pitch to Greenwell. There's a line drive to Fernandez, and Musselman gets out of it. No runs, a hit. He kind of winces his way back to the dugout, and after 5, it's 6-4 Toronto. So Lamp to face Fernandez, Gruber, and Witt. Tony 1 for 2, a double, a run scored, and a walk. Ground ball to Reed. Jody Waits throws to first. 1 out. They can get a couple innings out of Lamp, they'd be thrilled. Kelly Gruber is 0 for 2. He has walked and struck out twice. Cat not happy. Ground ball to Owen. Spike played that one well. Long throw to Parrish. 2 out. For Ernie Witt, who is 1 for 3 with a double. Scored twice and a strikeout. In the right center, Burks will make the catch, and Lamp pitching pretty clean. He's retired all 4 men he's faced. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 5.5, Toronto 6, Boston 4. So Burks, Rice, and Owen to face Musselman, who's still grimacing on the mound. I know that grimaces, it means differently now. Ellis 1 for 2. An RBI, a run scored. You think someone will, get Cookie the Clown to root for their team next year? Maybe one of the Chicago teams get Cookie the Clown. Ed McMahon. Have him do some AI work for one of the LA teams. There's someone else I was thinking of, too. Pitch to Ellis Burks. There's a pop-up. Witt will make the catch, 1 out. For Jim Rice, who homered in the first, his 18th of the year. Driven in 88. I hear Andy Richter's available if a team is looking to get a second banana to become your spokesman. Pitch to Rice. Base hit right field. All the way down in the corner. Jim Ed's going to have two. Barfield grabs it, and Rice is going to dig for three. They're going to need the oxygen tank after this. Liriano's throw to Gruber. Rice slides in. This is close. He has his third triple of the year. How about that? He has 7 total bases in this game. 1 out for Spike Owen, who is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Musselman again grimacing on the mound. Pitch to Owen. Fly ball. Shallow right, left center. Rice is coming in. That's going to drop between everybody. Fernandez, Bell, and Ducey have a combined meeting on the mound, and that'll do it. And Jimmy Williams is going to take care of Musselman for me. David Wells is going to come in. It's a 6-5 ball game, 1 out in the 6th. So Rice scores. And David Wells, 25 years old, 4-3, a 5.40 ERA, 40 innings, 44 hits. He's a curveball pitcher and an extreme fly ball pitcher. For Boomer, that might not work all that well at Fenway Park if you're a Jays fan. Throws a curve at 93. He last pitched against Cleveland on the 24th, Saturday. 2/3 of an inning and a 7-4 win. 7 pitches and a walk. 40 innings, as we said. 44 hits, 24 runs, all earned. 9 homers. 18 walks, and 32 strikeouts. Larry Parrish is 0 for 2. Owen on first, pitch to Parrish, struck him out. That was huge, an 0-2 curveball, and Wells snapped it in there for strike 3. Here's Cerrone. Rick is 0 for 2. So Jim Rice trying to push the Red Sox over the finish line. Now a 6-5 ball game, 2 out, bottom of the 6th. Cerrone up the middle. Fernandez doesn't go for the easy out at second. They throw to first and get Cerrone. Red Sox get 1 on 2 hits and no errors. And after 6, it's Toronto 6, Boston 5. So Bell, McGriff, who's driven in 4 in this one, and Mullenix to face Lamp in the 7th. George is 2 for 3. He has singled twice, scored, and drove in a run. Fly ball to right. Evans, 1 out. McGriff has singled, hit his 34th home run, and has driven in 99 with a run scored. Lamp deals. Base hit right field. McGriff has torn the cover off the ball. He needs a triple for the cycle, right? No, he hasn't doubled. 2 singles and a home run. 9th hit for the Jays. Here's Mullenix. Rance has walked twice, scored, and is 0 for 1. Be the last batter for Lamp, and you guys in the chat start to chant. It's going to be Stanley. There goes McGriff. Hit and run might have been on. Yep, it was. Reed's only play is to first, and Mullenix is retired. So the Blue Jays hit and run, and there's 2 out for Barfield. Morgan looks out to Lamp. And they're going to make the move right now. You guys asked for it. Bob Stanley making his 61st appearance. He is 5-2. with a 3.28 ERA. I'm surprised the chat hasn't gone berserk yet. 34 years old. He throws a fastball at 84 and is a ground ball pitcher. The Steamer got the save on the 24th. The last time we did a Red Sox game, he faced one batter and struck him out on 5 pitches. That was a Mike Boddicker start. 98 2/3 for Bob. 101 hits, 40 runs, 36 earned. He has given up 5 homers, 38 walks, and 55 strikeouts. That'll be Barfield with 2 out and Rob Ducey on deck, hitting .415. McGriff on second. Walked him. So first and second, 2 out for Rob Ducey, who has doubled twice in this one and driven in a run. First and second, 6-5 Toronto. Top of the 7th, Stanley deals. Ground ball to Reed. Jody goes to first. Stretch time at Fenway, 6-5 Boston. It'll be Boggs, Reed, and Evans to face David Wells here in the 7th. John would tell me that I think the Blue Jays swept the series in real life, right? The Red Sox, however, in this one are not going quietly into that good night. Wade Boggs 0 for 3 with a run scored. He's reached on an error twice. So he still has a 14-game hitting streak. But he doesn't have anything to show for those. John says he believes they did. Pitch to Boggs. It's a ground ball to Liriano. No error this time. 1 out. For Jody Reed, who is 1 for 3 with a double. Base hit left center field. So Bell will cut it off, and Reed, the tying run, is on for Dwight Evans. Dewey is 1 for 3. He has singled and struck out. He has 99 problems and 99 RBIs. He's kind of hoping that David Wells isn't one of those problems. Wells looking a bit nervous on the mound. Blue Jays, by the way, 6 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors, and they have left on 8. The Red Sox, 5 runs, 7 hits, no errors, and they have left on 4. Pitch to Dewey is a fly ball to left. Bell will wait and make the catch against the base of the scoreboard, and Reed retreats back, 2 out. Stanley had great numbers versus Toronto in '88, and as for his career, but of course about 4 or 5 the Jays stunk. Yeah, you know, Stanley, as much guff as I give him, could have been a good starter. And again, he just wasn't set up for the role the Red Sox expected him to do. Mike Greenwell is 0 for 2. He has walked and scored his 100th run. Reed on first, 2 out. Witt and Wells have a word. Pitch to Greenwell. Ground ball to Fernandez. The crowd gives Greenwell a load of crap as Fernandez makes a great play to retire him. So we've played 7. Tony's pretty good, eh? Red Sox get a hit. They've left on 5. We go to the 8th. It's 6-5 Toronto. So Liriano, Fernandez, and Gruber to face Stanley here in the 8th. Nelson is 0 for 3. Base hit left center field. Greenwell will throw it back in for Tony Fernandez, who is 1 for 3. He has doubled, scored, and walked. 10th hit for the Blue Jays. Struck him out. Stanley got him on an 0-2 fastball. These two teams, noon Wednesday Eastern Time. The Tuesday, the 27th game from Fenway Park. Gruber is now 1 for 4. Evans will throw it back in. And John laughing to himself maniacally with the broadcaster's jinx. Oh, Bob Stanley pitched very well against Toronto. Ernie Witt is 1 for 4. Has doubled, scored twice, and struck out. First and second, 1 out. Stanley's pitch. There goes Liriano. The throw down to Boggs. And Liriano is in there with his 14th steal. So Gruber on first, runners on the corners, 1 out. Thank you. I was told that. Yeah, I'm telling you, I don't control what the computer does. That was right up there. Some serious huevos there by the AI to steal Liriano. 1 strike to count to Witt. There goes Gruber. And they'll throw down there. The throw to Owen, and Gruber has it stolen. So that is, well, technically it's not a double steal. It is delayed to the point, however, that NBC wanted to use it for its Olympic coverage. It's about 2 of you who will get that joke. So now an 0-2 count. Do you walk Witt? No, you got to pitch to him. 2-strike count. So that one really isn't on Stanley. He needs to get Witt out right now. Fly ball to right. That should score Liriano. Evans goes back. And will they send him? They will. So the Blue Jays manufacture a run, and it's 7-5. 2 out for Bell. George is 2 for 4. He has singled twice, driven in a run, is 113th, and scored. Yeah, I mean, that was the thing. You couldn't really... First of all, you had an 0-2 count against Witt. And you're not going to walk him to face George Bell. I mean, that's... It'll be Burks, Rice, and Owen in the 8th for Boston. Pitch to George. Line drive to Owen, and that will retire the side. Tom Henke coming in. Blue Jay fans, can he get 6 outs? We'll find out. 1 run for the Jays on 2 hits and no errors and a lot of steals. 7-5 Toronto. Henke, 55th appearance. He is 3-9 with a 3.66 ERA. He's 31 years old. Fastball at 94 and a standard pitcher. He has blown 8 saves on the year. He is 36 of 44. And his 36 saves leads the American League. He picked one up on Saturday against Cleveland. 1 inning, 15 pitches. Overall, 71 1/3. 73 hits, 32 runs, 29 earned. He's allowed 8 homers. He's walked 25 and struck out 62. Last Tuesday in Toronto, he got a 6-out save against Boston. Yeah, Henke's definitely hittable. On 36 pitches, 3 hits, a solo homer, and a strikeout. He got a 6-out save against Baltimore on the 10th. And a 6-out save against Detroit on the 6th. And on those occasions, he didn't give up a run. Ellis Burks is 1 for 3. He has singled, driven in his 105th, and scored. Ground ball to third. Gruber. Long throw. That's close. That's a bang-banger. And Burks beat it out. I didn't think he was going to be able to beat it out, but he does. And here comes Jim Rice. He is 2 for 3. He has tripled and homered. And he is the tying run. And once again, Mr. Double Play. John's trying to get banned. Yes, Jim Ed is Mr. Double Play. Hankey throws to first. And Burks is back. Red Sox hit and run. Fly ball, left field. Bill, 1 out. Wasn't going to give you the satisfaction of that. 1 out. Burks doesn't go anywhere. Here's Spike Owen. Spike 1 for 3. He has singled, driven in his 39th, and struck out. 7-5. Jays lead. 1 out. Bottom of the 8th. Pitch to Spike. I'll throw to first. Burks is back. I can't see. That's a 6, I think. Only so much you can do with this team. And there was a pitch out, and they aren't going. You know what? Now we'll do it. Burks is going to go. He has 26 steals on the year. Runner goes. Witts throw it down to Fernandez. And Ellis has his 27th steal. Eat your heart out, Dave Roberts. So Burks is in scoring position. A 2-ball count and 1 out. And Hankey, I think he got worried too much about what Burks could do. They got a 2-run lead. That run was huge in the top of the 8th. Pitch to Owen. Base hit left field. Bell will pick it up. What's Burks going to do? Bell bobbles it. And everybody, well, Burks is going to score on the Bell bobble. And Owen is into second on the air. And somehow, some way, that is the 3rd error of the ball game for Toronto. A single and an E7. Wow. By stealing, I improved Owen's batting average 50 points. And so now Fenway is rocking. They look now who can hit a righty. My goodness, that's Todd B music. As a pinch hitter, he has a solo home run. Overall, 262, 10 homers, and 55 RBI. Hankey needed to get 6 outs with a 2-run lead. He has gotten 1, and the tying run is in scoring position. Pitch to Benzinger. Struck him out. Oh, that was big. A 1-2 fastball got him looking. And here's Cerrone, who is 0 for 3 with a 6-game hitting streak. And the odds now back in Toronto's favor. 7-6, 2 out, bottom of the 8th. Hankey deals. Base hit right field. Owen will round third. They're going to chance it on Barfield's arm. The throw to the plate. Uh-oh, dead duck, dead duck. They got him. They got him. We go to the 9th. The Red Sox claw one back. And Barfield, for the moment, is a hero in Toronto. Yeah, you're going to get the chance to do it, and Hankey Just seems to be weebly wobbly. You got to know. I don't regret that. That was not like a 30% chance. That was 73%. We've played 8. What a ball game. 7-6 Jays. Benzinger is a 2 at first. Lee Smith gets the call. 66th appearance. He is 10-7 with a 2.06 ERA. He is 31 years old. Fastball at 94 and a ground ball pitcher. He got the save yesterday in a 3-2 win over New York. He went 1 inning, 22 pitches, and a walk. 100 in a third for Lee. 65 hits, 30 runs, 23 earned, 6 homers. He has walked 40 and struck out 99. It'll be McGriff, Mullenix, and Barfield to face him in the 9th. Fred has had himself a day. He has singled twice, homered, and has driven in 4. This one has been all that and a bag of chips. Lee Arthur starts the 9th. Slow ground ball to Benzinger. Todd will underhand it to Smith, 1 out. For Mullenix, who has walked twice, he is 0 for 2 with a run scored. To Owen, over to Benzinger, 2 out. Maybe. So Barfield, who threw out the tying run in the bottom of the 8th, is up with nobody on in the top of the 9th in a 1-run game. He is 0 for 3 and a walk. It'll be Boggs, Reed, and Evans with Greenwell and his 130 RBI should anybody reach. Pitch to Barfield. Popped up. Left side. Here we go. We're going to the bottom of the 9th. It is Toronto 7, the Red Sox 6. So here is Tom Henke, who was doing his best impression of a weeble wobble in the 8th. He weebled and he wobbled, but Jesse Barfield wouldn't let him fall down. Wade Boggs is 0 for 4. He has reached on 2 errors in this one and scored once. He still has a 14-game hitting streak. 7 runs, 11 hits, 3 errors for Toronto, and they have left on 9. The Red Sox, 6 runs, 10 hits, no errors, and they have left on 6. Henke starts the 9th. Ground ball to Liriano, 1 out. Henke with a deep sigh of relief. George Bell went 2 for 5 on his real-life birthday. Yep, that's pretty good. 1 out for Jody Reed, who is 2 for 4. He is single, doubled, and struck out. Henke on his 57-degree night is sweating bullets. Pitch to Reed. Struck him out. So 2 away. And last chance saloon is Dwight Evans, who was 1 for 4 with a strikeout. Blue Jays, if they get this last out, will cut the lead to a 1.5 games and make sure the Red Sox cannot clinch in this series. Pitch to Dewey. Line drive to Fernandez, and the Jays win. Oh! Well, you can read this a couple different ways if you're a Red Sox fan. You can be bummed if you don't send Burks, that no one would have brought him home. That was great. So the lead is a 1.5 games, 3 hours, 17 minutes. The Jays go to 91-66. The Red Sox fall to 92-67. Fred McGriff, 3 for 4, 4 RBI. That's your digital dice MVP. 7 runs, 11 hits, 3 errors. Toronto leaves on 9. 6 runs, 10 hits, no errors. The Red Sox leave on 6. Gardner just didn't have it. 4 2/3, 8 hits, 6 runs, all earned. The home run to McGriff. He walked 4 and struck out 3. Lamp, Stanley, and Smith only gave up the 1 run. Musselman goes to 8-1. The 4 unearned runs. That's big. Toronto didn't have their A game, but they won. 6 hits, 5 runs. The homer by Rice, a walk and 3 strikeouts, and then Wells. I mean, Hankey was as shaky could be, but he got his 37th save. All right, the rest of this Monday in baseball before we call it a stream. Wow, what a ball game. So the magic number for Boston remains 5. St. Louis beats Pittsburgh 4-2. Peters 4-4. Gott 4-8. Orel picks up his 28th save. Yankees double up the Orioles 14-7. The Yankees go above 500. Pat Mahorchik goes to 3-0. Doug Sisk 4-8. Don Mattingly hits his 14th, 2 for 3, drives in 2. Mets beat the Phillies 6-3. Sid Fernandez 13-7. Freeman 1-4. Brian Jordan 2 for 4, hits the 7th with a double. Cleveland doubles up Detroit. I think that takes care of Detroit for the year. John Farrell 12-11. King 1-5. Joe Carter 2 for 3 with 3 steals. Montreal beats Chicago 6-5. Jeff Parrott 4-4. Rich Gossage 0-4. Houston 3 for 4. 2 RBI and a double. The National League West is settled. St. Louis shuts out Los Angeles 6-0. Rasmussen 12-2. Fernando 7-7. Moreland 3 for 4 with a double. You get the Mets and the Reds in 12 innings. Cincinnati beats San Francisco 3-2. That's it. The Reds at 93-63 have won the West. Frank Williams gets the champagne shower at 10-7. Former Red pitcher Joe Price, it wasn't right, 6-5. Candy Maldonado 3 for 5 and 2 doubles. And the White Sox beat the Rangers 1-0. Perez goes to 9-17. Bobby Witt 7-12. Okay, tomorrow it will not be a doubleheader. It'll be Toronto and Boston. Will be the game that we take. Flanagan and Mike Smithson will keep an eye on Oakland, Minnesota, and Seattle and Kansas City. And then Thursday, Bruce Hurst goes for the Red Sox, and at the moment, we're planning on Oakland and Minnesota. That will do. Hopefully you enjoyed the last 2 hours and 13 minutes. Splitting the next 2 would pretty much give them the division. All right, thank you so much for hanging in there the last 2 hours and 13 minutes. The final scores, again, of our doubleheader, 7-6, the Jays beat the Red Sox, and Seattle beats Kansas City 6-2. We'll talk to you Wednesday for the Red Sox and the Jays. So long, everybody.